Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reef spot. Last week I went over the equipment I'm going to be using for this 6-gallon Nano tank build. This week I'm going to be adding rock, sand, and water to the tank. Starting off with the sand, I decided to go with KFC Ocean Direct Live Sand. Originally I was going to go with the Fiji Pink Live Sand, but my local fish store didn't carry any, so I decided to go with this sand instead, which was pretty cheap. According to KFC, you don't have to rinse the sand, but if you really want to, you can look in the back of the bag and it'll give you directions on how to do that. When I set up my first reef tank, I used KFC Live Sand also. I noticed that the tank was pretty cloudy from the sand, so this time around I'm definitely going to rinse the sand before I first put it in the tank. So I pretty much just followed the directions when I rinsed the sand. I used salt water in order to keep most of the beneficial bacteria alive, and as you guys can see here, the sand was pretty dirty. I'm only going to be using 4 pieces of live rock for this tank. I had these pieces laying around for a while, so when I decided I was going to make this tank, I put them in the sump of my large tank. If you don't have any dry rock laying around, you can usually buy it for about $1 from your local fish store, or you can buy live rock for about $3. Personally, I prefer to start with dry rock. I personally like to add the rocks before I add the sand. But when I added this top piece to the structure, it felt like the glass couldn't really support the weight of just the rocks on its own. So I took the rocks out and I decided to add a thin layer of sand first. After I added the thin layer of sand, I added the rocks back into the tank. I used the 3 small rocks as a base for the large rock. Once I was happy with the way the rocks looked, I moved the top rock a little bit to make sure it was stable. I'm not keeping any big fish in this tank or have a lot of flow, but I just want to be safe. You could also use super glue or putty to keep the rocks together. After I was done with the rocks, I just added the rest of the sand into the tank. I got some pieces of pond matrix from my large tank, and I'm going to be using these in this tank to help me cycle it faster. These are just going to go in the hang on the bag filter as my biological media. Now that the tank is fully set up, it's time to add the water. I have my own RODI system here at home. I keep a container full of RODI water and another container full of pre-mixed salt water. If you guys don't have your own RODI systems, I really would recommend them. They're very useful in case of emergencies. It also saves you a trip to the local fish store, and it's way cheaper in the long run. If you don't have your own RODI system, you can usually buy the salt water from your local fish store for about $1 a gallon. Now that the tank is full of water, I'm just going to plug the filter in and get it started. Alright guys, so the tank is finally finished. It's still a little bit cloudy, and that's mostly from the sand, so as you guys can see, it's pretty important to rinse the sand before you put it in your tank. But I think the 5 pounds of sand worked perfectly. It gave the tank about 1 inch of sand at the bottom. So I think that's going to be it for this video guys. In the next video, I'm going to be going over the DIY ATO, and I'm going to show y'all how to modify the Aqua Clear 50. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, and please consider subscribing.